This is Newlyn, a small fishing port 1 mile southwest of Penzance, the safest harbour in the West Country. Shall we think of the poetry of a lifting and falling prow breasting a myriad silver waves, or shall we talk of squid and pilchard bait? Back into harbour at the end of a back-breaking day, the fishermen see the poetry and fact of fishing dissolve into a medley of hard-headed business deals on the quayside.
And now to the shade of a bamboo grove. No, not in India, but in our own Cornwall. On an estate at Bochum, near Helston, men and women are cutting the canes. The bamboo has the distinction of providing a delicacy for the table and making the table itself. Some of the canes are sawn into lengths and some cut by a guillotine. Cutting young bamboo lengths is like slicing crusty bread. Now into the tank, containing a solution that softens the outer sheaths. A final washing, and the sheaths peel off like the jacket of a new potato. And so into bundles. These are some of the canes that grow as high as 37 feet and as thick as 10 inches in the generous climate of the Cornish Riviera.
In lonely places around our coast live the men whose jobs it is to keep watch for enemies. In wartime, it was human foes against whom they kept constant guard day and night. Now nature herself is the enemy. For the Coast Guard, there is always a war on. A war against wind and waves, treacherous rocks, fierce gales, and all the many dangers that beset our shipping.
Willows and hazelnut branches are cultivated in various parts of England for a very special reason. Down in Cornwall, fisherman Bill Butters and his mates put them to good use. They spend most of the winter months making crab pots. They think nothing of walking 12 miles to collect the willow and hazel branches, or withers and nuttalls as they call them in this part of the world. It's a skilled craft, and there is a great demand for the finished pots. The fishermen shoot them into the ocean 12 miles out, 140 pots at a time, baited with garnet. When most people think of loneliness, they think of the sea, of distance from the outside world. But here in the west, where the Cornish coast flings a sheltering arm against the Atlantic, is a bay, and an island where loneliness is only another name for enchantment, St. Michael's Mount. Cut off from the mainland, except at low tide, when a 500-yard causeway is uncovered, even the island's mail comes by rowboat, and so the day begins for the few inhabitants. From the roar of the cinder track to the peace of St. Ives, Cornwall's most famous fishing village. Set on the western cliffs of a bay, its situation serves the dual purpose of a port and holiday resort. Small wonder that a town so quaint and picturesque has a permanent colony of artists who, attracted by its mellow peacefulness, have made their homes down here. St. Ives is one of the most painted spots in the world. Narrow, twisting streets, colourful fishing fleets, these are some of the attractions which have brought into permanent residence here more than 100 artists. Turner first discovered the town's artistic possibilities back in the early 1800s. St. Ives has since become the home of many a Royal Academician. Today, the task of the Artist Society is to protect the artist's rights from the encroachment of ice cream parlours and cafes catering for the thousands of summer visitors. Before the war, there were hundreds of studios scattered throughout the town, rented at less than £10 a year. But only about 20 remain today. It is this contraction which is threatening the future of the art colony. The loss of Britain's seaside bohemia would be a sad blow to the world of art.